showed you, you highlighted it, so you're all right on those objectives. Where they need to be, specific and challenging, okay? We can't say do your best, that's way too ambiguous. And we can't say jump a foot, it's gotta be 4 foot, it's gotta challenge you. Now, when I mention researcher, you know it's gonna be there, and I'm telling you it's gonna be there, and this time it's McClellan. David McClellan had the N for achievement. The N stands for need. The N for affiliation. The N for power. And yes, you need to know all three. We had expectancy theory, and we had 3 new words that we had to learn. And the 3 new words were expectancy, and I want you to look at that, you gotta believe you can. And valence, you gotta believe if you do, you're gonna get it. And instrumentality, you gotta want the reward. If I say the reward is I take you out to lunch, you're gonna go, please don't. You'll have no interest in it. Now, those of you that have me before, you know this. I'm allowed to say equity theory and give you the 3 valence, instrumentality, etc. If I do, don't buy it. It's expectancy theory this time, not equity. Okay. Malcolm knows adult learning theory, and what's that word? ANDRAGOGY. Pedagogy for pupils, little ones, it comes from androgynous. That's when men and women dress alike. I don't know why we're doing that. I've known there's a difference between boys and girls, and it's good since I was a child.
And you wanted us to know, like, the father of it?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. He's granddad. He's the father.
Granddad.
He's the main researcher. We have effective program designs. So let's in the chapter review that. And what are the components of effective program design? Now, Kristen and Tristan will tell you I'm real big on the first step, the most, and the last step. Is that fair to say?
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you look at the first and last, and if there's a most, I'm always big on the most. But I don't think there's a most at all on that one. When we got that transfer of training, what influences that transfer of training? And you know we want an environment that's conducive to positive transfer. So what are the factors that influence the transfer of training? You got to know what positive transfer is, you got to know what negative transfer is, you got to know what neutral transfer is. Under your schedules of reinforcement, should have covered that in class, put it on the board today. It breaks down into ratio, pigeon attacks 3 times, gets the pellet, eats the food. That's ratio. You sow 3 cores, and after 3 cores, we give you your commission check. You're a good sowed person. It's ratio. Interval, that's time. You get your paycheck every month, every Friday. So you need to know that distinction. Social learning theory. What is social learning theory? What's it based on?
You said Dr. Fox, I don't remember that.
Dr. Fox was Dr. Fox, PhD at the American Psychology Association, and they held him out to be the authority. And they said, how many articles have y'all read in the last year written by Dr. Fox? And it was 2.5 on average. Dr. Fox didn't have a PhD in psychology, he didn't have a master's degree. Had a bachelor's degree in drama. His forte was double talk. So if you hold somebody out as the authority, you see you can influence. That's what I told you about Dr. Fox. And social learning theory, you got to perceive them as credible. But perception is not reality. Dr. Fox was a jerk that talked real fast and double talked. So be careful when they hold it out as this is the one that's credible. But in social learning theory, you have to believe this is the one that's credible because you're going to model off of them. I want you to be careful with the Dr. Foxes in life. You have poor and low self-efficacy. What are the things that I can do to improve your ability to believe in yourself? What is the foundation of reinforcement theory? Hey, let's go on down. We'll catch you up after we get them squared away. is the definition of learning? What is the definition of training? What is the definition of development? Make the funnel. Tied in, you're doing the job you're in. Brought in, developing you for the future. Learning, look up the definition. It can't be something that is growth related. Sometimes it's just as simple as letters. What does capital KSA stand for? Knowledge, skills, and abilities. Good for you. You did it right. Okay, what does ISD stand for? Instructional Systems Design. What does RFP stands for? Request for Proposal. If you don't do business, you'll be talking like that. What is self-efficacy? I mentioned that one. Oh, I got a performance deficiency. Is it training or is it motivation? Don't throw training dollars in a motivation issue. So if there's a performance deficiency, what does that mean? What are factors that influence individual employee performance? You got your inside personal characteristics, and you got your outside, and you got your incentive. I do a little extra if you pay me a little extra, and that's the feedback I like the most.
So if there's something wrong, let's take a step back, like efficiency, it can't be both, training and motivational?
It might be, but it seldom is.
It's usually training?
To save your life, can you do this task? If you haven't been doing the task and you can do this task to save your life, I put a gun to Tristan's head, I think, wasn't it? And he jumped in there and he did it. That wasn't a training problem. I'm not going to waste my dollars on training him. He can do it. That's a motivation issue, and I deal with it a lot differently. Did we connect?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have to have management support to have success in training, and you have to have the employee support, peer support, or you're not going to be successful in training. That's why I keep saying over and over again, unless the CEO backs you 100%. And you don't know the first week you come in and your fellow employees, your peers, are going to tell you if the training's really good or not. You got both their support, you got a good chance to be successful. Interviewing techniques and questionnaire techniques and camera techniques to do needs assessment. What are your needs assessment techniques? You know me, I'll use all of them. What's the SME? Subject matter expert. They didn't talk about it yesterday, sure, didn't they? Mm-hmm. So what are the needs assessment techniques? When we do needs assessment or needs analysis, I couldn't help myself. I'm sure I've got needs analysis on there. When it ought to say needs assessment, same thing. But we've got three levels when we do needs assessment or needs analysis. There's the organization level, there's the person level, and there's the task level. And you need to know them. We have the corporate university model. I put on the board today the matrix. Did you see we had 2 bosses, 2 managers, and a matrix structure for training? We're always reporting to one at corporate. We're out here on the project. So matrix, I can't explain it to you, I don't think, without saying that you have 2 obligations of managers. Are you all okay with the corporate university model? Remember Hamburger U down at McDonald's? Why do they do that? Standardization, and to make sure every Big Mac's exactly the same, because they got their reputation. The corporate university model, the matrix model. The faculty model, that's just like a college. You got a chair, all professors or trainers in different areas. What is human resource planning? Got no definition. The CEO, top manager, what are their responsibilities in training? What are their responsibilities in training? Part of it is they need to be there and say, this is important. Strategic training and development, what do we tie everything into? The business strategy. Because y'all showed up, I'm probably interested in the first step. You know me, I like first, last, and most. What's the first thing we do in strategic training and development? We're gonna have a reading question, but I told you we're gonna make it a go-fetch question, which means I'm gonna tell you and you go make sure you know it. The balanced scorecard approach. We used to do just financial, and now we look into other things. We've got personal knowledge on the inside, tacit. What is tacit knowledge? What is explicit knowledge? We're tying everything into it. You know, I asked you, what's business strategy? What is outsourcing? What is offshoring? Everybody okay with cross-training? You know how fond I am of it. Be okay with it, please. It used to be this big. Now we got the core. When the demand increases, what do we call this workforce? It's a continued workforce. Usually contract people for a year. And then we might even have them out here. We got workers just come to work just for the day. So what is the contingent workforce? We've got demographics. What are the trends and the demographics in the American workforce? Getting older or younger? Getting older. They wanted to retire, but 2008 hit, you know. Okay, we got the quality movement. How does training plug into the quality movement? What are the two big quality awards? We got the Malcolm Baldrige Award. It's the United States one.